and across the country as well. And a lot of times when people ask me, it's like, hey, send us a bio or something we can read. I'm like, if you must, but usually what I prefer is no introductions, just here's Luis, and then you get to know me as I tell you my story, because I think that's the only way you can truly get to know someone. I would really love to start by introducing you to what has been a transformational concept in my life, and really what I've worked so hard over the last 11 years to practice. In Lakesh. In Lakesh is a timeless Mayan precept that very roughly translates to "you are my other me." And in Lakesh, I believe in so many ways, it speaks to the type of radical empathy that is so crucial to promote inclusion and equity. It's not the empathy that we've learned to really in many ways absorb within our traditional narratives in this country. I think the mainstream version of empathy in this nation is more closely aligned with what I will call sympathy. I think the notion of stepping into somebody else's shoes is a failed metaphor, really, for speaking what empathy is really about. I'm not asking you to step into my shoes. You will still see the world the way you have always seen it, even though you're inside my shoes. I'm asking you for 1 second to be my other me. That's immensely more challenging, but it's also so much more worthy of what we as human beings are capable of doing. In Lakesh also happens to be the title of one of my favorite poems, a poem written by Luis Valdés. He's known as the founder of Chicano Theater, the founder of El Teatro Campesino, and he's also a renowned playwright. He wrote Sut Sut, for any of you who may be familiar with the playwright. And I want to briefly start today by presenting to you this poem. In Lakesh. Tú eres mi otro yo. You are my other me. Si te hago daño a ti, if I do harm to you, me hago daño a mí mismo. I do harm to myself. Si te amo y respeto, if I love and respect you, me amo y respeto a mí mismo. I love and respect myself. In Lakesh, you are my other me. And he just simply tells me, your story just changed my life. You're lying. I did not say that. But that's the first thought that came over to my head. Because when you've been conditioned to believe that you're an unworthy being, this gets on your way of connection. There's someone right there in front of you who's fully opening up themselves to you and telling you, you're worthy, I heard you. Like, this was amazing, you just changed my life. And my first reaction is to say, you're lying. Because I had been conditioned to believe the narrative I had told myself, the narrative I believe about myself, was one where someone like me, that looked like me, that spoke like me, that had been through what I had been through, could not have a story that could make a difference. I had a deep lack of self-worth. And yet, almost instantaneously, as I rationalized, because whenever we don't want to feel something, we rationalize it. As soon as I began to rationalize, like, no, this is, you're lying, and obviously it was a horrible talk, I was overwhelmed by a different feeling. One that I didn't understand until years later when I read that poem. You are my other me. Just one person, just 5 minutes, forever changed the trajectory of my life. I did not see it then. I did not understand it then. It took me 7 years to sit down with a poem in reflection to suddenly realize how powerful it can be if one person truly listens to you. 11 years of storytelling, and all the wisdom that I have to give you is listen.